everybody. Welcome to the Jessica's Music Talk Pod. Yes, today it will be in English because I am very glad to receive a Luxembourgish band again into the podcast. Last week I had an interview with Pedro Aroma, a singer-songwriter from Lisbon. If you are interested in the former interviews with Marco Nunes and with Pedro Aroma, and you don't understand Portuguese, don't forget that you can activate the subtitles in the language you want if you go to the settings of the video, and you can also listen to the interviews I did the 2 last weeks. Today I am very, very happy because I am receiving a band that I interviewed several times already at Radio Ara. I am fan of this project since the beginning, since the start, and I'm so happy to receive Kiko and Gilles from zero point 0.5. How are
Hey,
you
Jessica.
guys?
Hi, boa noite.
Boa noite. So we
Gilles
see
already
us
wants to go home.
again.
He's like, bon noite. He's already like, bon noite, bye-bye.
No, you can also say boa noite when you enter in a room.
Ah, really?
Like hello.
It's good evening in Portuguese, Kiko.
Oh, really? Because in
Sorry?
Italian, buona notte is like,
No,
bye-bye, I'm going, but buona notte.
I
So I
know.
thought it was similar.
Here in Portugal, it's like you can also say boa noite like hello, you know, when you
Well, you guys in Portugal stay up way too late. So that's why when you say buona notte, you're still doing stuff. In Italy, buona notte is
Yes.
you're getting some sleep.
Yeah, everything starts very, very late, later than here. So when I went to Portugal to live, at first it was really strange for me to go to a jam session at 10 o'clock or at 11 o'clock. When here everything starts at 8:30, and but now when I come to Luxembourg, and everything starts very early, it makes me also strange. So
True that.
so I interviewed you already several times, and at Radio Ara, and we are here again because, first of all, I want to introduce your project to all the people that don't know you yet, and also because you have a new single which is great. It's wonderful. It has a wonderful message. We will talk about this single a little bit later in the interview. And I know that I already know the story of the band, and all the people who know you know the story of the band. But because we are perhaps reaching a new public, could you please just do a little introduction, to talk a little bit about how the 0 Point adventure started, and a little story about 0.5?
Well, people don't see gray hair here, but I mean, you said you've been a fan since day one, and we've known each other for when the band started. So that
we
was
played
already
together in a country band. We played together in the same country
with
band.
Jessica.
Yes.
So nice to see you
Yes.
again,
It was
bandmate.
great.
But yeah, that was 15, 16 years ago. Gilles, want to tell a little bit about how the band came together?
16.
It was almost 16 years ago. It started out as
Really?
as a school project because Kiko and I became classmates in 2009, and that's when we started to play music together. Started out in Kiko's bedroom, which was also not far from school. So it was basically he had the whole top floor for himself. There was like a drum set and there was like guitars, and so we started jamming there. So it was a very musical house, and yeah. So this is where basically we had our first. How do you say that? This is the first time we played together, and it all started from this. Yeah, let's call it practice room in Kiko's house, and from that it all just started off. And 16 years later, the band still, almost 16 years later, the band still exists. So we did something right because many
Yes, of
bands.
course. Some members came in, some members left, but
Yeah.
the project is still there. Uh, it's still growing too because you have new stuff, so it's growing. So it started in Ash City.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yes.
Yeah. And you, Kiko, do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that you said that the project is evolving because it's evolving not only in a musical style but also yeah band member style. Then at some point, our drummer went off to university. You know, we were young back then. I was 16, Gilles was 18. So all the things that life throws at you in the meantime, we always adapted. We always overcame. Yeah, a band member problem. I mean, you have a show, not everybody's available. So what we do right now is the heart of the band is Gilles and I and Chris, also our fiddle player, who's been very involved with the band almost 10 years since 10 years ago. And for the rest, we have a live band with drummers and basses, but we have like a few people that we can ask because that keeps us just way more
Flexible.
easygoing. We don't flexible, yeah.
Yeah. And what is really great with you guys is because all of you play different instruments. Kiko, you play guitar, you play banjo too. Gilles, you play guitar and you play drums also.
Yes,
Because when
yes.
we were at the country band, you were at the
I
drums.
was
You were the
I was the
drummer.
drummer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Chris plays violin,
Mm.
He
and I
also
think
plays the
he
git
also plays.
he plays the guitar. He's with me. He takes classes at the same school. So he's also a pretty good guitar player. Although we tried to, Kiko and I were working on some
Take the
methods to,
guitar.
yeah, just like to push the guitar. He's, I think, at some of the next stages, maybe he will try and play the guitar. It's a
We will
challenge for
see. We
him.
will
We
see.
will see.
Great,
That's also the thing about
great.
evolving, using many different instruments with different sounds to create different atmospheres and different songs.
Yeah.
Of course. I support that 100%. And yeah, banjo playing for me. You are the one and the best here in Luxembourg who plays
Yeah,
banjo.
you know why? You know why? Because I'm the only one in Luxembourg. So I can honestly say I am the best banjo player because I'm the only banjo
Because of
player.
the,
So I could.
there are not
No,
there are not
no,
you guys,
there is one
young
guy.
people.
There was Jos Platchet. He's also a big country guy. No, he's a very good picker as well. But yeah, there's not many people around. Even though the banjo is a great instrument that can be used in so many different ways, not only for country and folk music, but it just puts a smile on people's faces. Every time you hear a banjo play, you're in for a good time.
but that
Yeah, I can
story is actually,
remember.
oh, sorry. The story is actually
Yeah, sorry.
true because I remember when we were at a studio not long ago, we recorded some stuff and Kiko had his banjo and the guy was like, "Oh, so is all the banjos is that like a real banjo?" Like, yeah. Oh, I thought it was a plugin. And I'm like, "No, it's the real deal." So yeah,
It's
he's
the real deal, man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice, and it's a very great skill. I love this instrument. It sounds so great,
Mm.
and I still can remember your last release. It was at the Hocal, sorry, at the club, and you also had this guests, this French folk band who came to play with
Yokel, yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. It was a great release, but it was already a long time ago. It was before the COVID
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, 2019, yeah. Because then
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that, we wanted to hit the road a little bit. We went to Germany on a tour, and then
Yeah.
after
No,
that, we had different projects as well. But then COVID hit in
no,
2020, and yeah,
COVID literally hit, I think, a week or two after that, because I
right,
remember
yeah,
being on tour. It was like in February to 20, and I think it was about 2 weeks later. Then there was a whole lockdown thing. Everything was shut down, and I remember us recording videos over doing Zoom concerts and stuff. So it was really like at
yeah,
one
yeah.
point. So it was really,
Yes, you did that too. That's right.
it was
But,
very,
Yes,
but
very,
then in the end, what set us apart is the thing that we are really flexible with how we play. So it's mainly an acoustic setting. So it was Jill and I and Chris. And so in a time where no concerts could take place, we teamed up with the local commune and we found a few spots open air for the summer, for summer of 2020, to have like concerts. I don't know if you remember, there was a time where you couldn't stand close to each other. So it had to be like 1.5 meters apart. So we made sure everybody had their spots. So I think that's like something that made us grow a lot in Luxembourg, because in a time where nobody plays concert, you could show it's just a matter of goodwill and adaptation. And if you have a fan base that supports you, or kind of got us to know also there, because then our friends took some people because there was nothing else going on, and then they discovered the music. So that kept us going really well. I mean,
yeah.
that's the one positive thing we see about COVID, that it got us the opportunity to show that you have to adapt, you give it all. There's even a documentary about that on YouTube that we did for the whole year, because talking mental health and stuff like that wasn't an easy year for many people. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think through the documentary you can see that through music you can find some sort of, yeah, that's something that makes you feel good.
And a
yeah.
fun fact about that is one of the locations we played at that year in that lockdown situation was at the like a place called Clairechaine, which is in Ash. And basically after that, they kind of some people realized, oh, could be a great spot for a festival or another concert, and that's actually what they did. So the Culture Forest Festival takes place at that place where we played a show during COVID, and it's also on YouTube. It's called Live at Clairechaine, I think, and that's basically
Yeah,
the location of the Culture Forest that has been going on for 5 years now.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
it's still going on,
yeah, it's a
because
great
I
festival.
remember when they did the first, but I didn't know if they continued or not, because then I went
Hey,
to
guess
Portugal.
who's playing this year?
Ah, great.
We're back.
Great guys. I miss to see you play live, really, really,
You're
and
welcome
even just
anytime.
acoustic.
Honestly,
Even just
honestly,
acoustic.
I miss it too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I miss I miss to organize the open mics where you were always there. So Gilles was practically at all the last open mics from the Ground Club, I think. And it was really nice to have you guys. And Lata still remembers the concert he plays with you. He played with you at
At
Differdange
Stadthaus. Yeah.
at it was
yeah,
a great concert. So now, just the people still that don't know you very well, just to talk a little bit about your music style. So your specialty is the folk music, but it's not like just old school folk. You mix old school with the new folk style, and you created your own style, your own sound. Do you want to say something about the kind of music you play? The What do you want to tell about it?
I
Technically
would say
spoken.
it is pop music. You could say it's pop music, but played with real instruments, and those instruments are instruments that are mainly used for folk and country, so traditional American kind of music. And so even though we don't play that real country that you would see a cowboy on a horse, we do play the banjo and the violin, the fiddle, how they call it. And so it adds to a sound that people know from somewhere, from the country western era maybe, but then have these modern harmonies, more modern arrangements, very pop arrangements. So we always try to find to write songs that have a positive message, and also where the melody just has to get stuck in your head. So everybody listening to our latest single, we hope everybody likes that melody. Maybe we'll talk about little later. We'll talk about that single, because then for that specific song, we kind of listened to some music that we liked from a few years ago, and we're like, let's try to recreate something in that kind of ballpark. And yeah, so that music, it's country folk music with a pop touch. I mean, it's what we love to see at concerts. You could see little kids dancing to it because it's just nice melodies and a nice sounding instrument, and elderly people that just reminiscing of older, of handmade music. You know, that's something that gets lost more and more, producing music on your computer. I mean, everybody can be a bedroom producer nowadays, but you also got to play that music live on stage, you know. So we take pride in that we can play all the music that you hear. We can play that on stage, and there's not a two persons on stage, and you can hear like 8 people from the playback, you
Computer.
know, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and you have a happy music. That's true. So when we go to one of your concerts, it really this you put everybody's singing and everybody's like dancing too. So it's really good mood music. It's really happy music, and the phrase is catchy because I have the melody of the new single in my and when I heard it
Yes.
on internet or so, I was singing like
Nice. So it worked. It worked.
It
I
works.
mean,
It
that's
works.
it worked. Really, it really worked. So for everybody, so I will put all the links on the description of the video. I will put all the links to your YouTube page, to your social medias, and I will also put just a little very short demonstration of the new single at the end of the video, so for the people who like, stay at the end of the video, and if you like what you will hear, you go into the description box, you go to zero point 0.5 YouTube channel, and you can watch the video clip, because the video clip is great, is really nice, and it's
Thank you.
really fresh.
Thank you so much.
It's fresh
Thank you.
new. It came out like it was released like 2 months ago, 1 month ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really fresh new. So this song is very special. The name is Rise, and it's very special because you wrote it for a very special purpose.
I would say it's vice versa. We wrote it, but not with that thing in mind. So
It
Luxembourg
feels
is
so good.
participating.
It feels so good to say that. So we wrote it because we wanted to try that. So we were asked. Sorry, Kiko, if I interrupted you.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
We were asked by a friend of us, Andrea Galetti, from One Last Time, because they had like a songwriting camp, and Kiko, Chris, and I, we never really took part in one of those things, and they basically had one spot, and they asked 2 days before, "Hey, there's this spot is open. Could you guys would you be interested to come and work with a foreign producer from Norway?" And we're like, worst case, the song, it turns out not to be good. Best case, the song is pretty good. So we had nothing to lose. We just went there. The song turned out good, even very good, I would say. And yeah, we just sent it in, and it was taken for the Luxembourgish song contest, the Luxembourg Song Contest, which is the local final for the Eurovision Song Contest, which came a bit as a surprise, I have to say, because country music and Eurovision is not really something that works. Although I just saw that the UK has a country act they are sending a country
Really?
act, yeah, to Basel. So we were not the only ones on the
Wow.
country
Okay.
front, but yeah, but it's not something
I
you would.
wanted to say that. I
Yeah,
wanted to
it's not.
say already the other years I
Yeah,
heard some candidates who had like, it was not country, but there was folk. It was folk music. So
yeah,
so for me, your song was really perfect
Thank you.
for the
thank you.
European contest, and also because it is really a happy song. It's a nice song, and it has a beautiful message.
Thank
So
you.
do you want to talk about the lyrics, the message of the song?
Gilles, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because during that day when we wrote the song, so the song was written in just a couple of hours
Yeah, that was, oh yeah, I forgot to mention it.
beginning to end was a
8
couple of
hours.
hours. And so when you work like that, you're like, okay, I'm finishing up the music, and Gilles, get the notebook out and
Yeah.
start writing some lyrics, because Gilles is good at writing lyrics. And so we kind of split. I
Yeah.
continued working on the music, and he came back with some ideas. Gilles,
Yeah.
if you want to.
We had like a bass line of the song. We worked together, like just a melody with Kiko singing like just the la la la, just to know, okay, the voice is going like that. Then he's doing that, and I just retreated into a room on the back of the studio, and I just wrote the lyrics, and I had this picture in my mind of a journey or a ride actually, but I didn't know a ride in what. So I wasn't really sure on what the ride is going to be like. And at the beginning, I had like this image of a train, a bit like Renegade Train. That was like a bit on my mind, the
Oh, okay.
Nata Gouveia song, like a bit of, there was like this train thing, but then kind of we had some, it went into another direction, and we just ended up with this song about you're going through tough times, but you always have to keep pushing, you have to keep going on, and at the end of the day, or at the end of those struggles, you will come out on top and feel better. So it was a typical zero point 0.5 song. So like very, maybe a bit more dramatic, but very uplifting in the message. So, and that's what we
And
wanted
when
to
we were
do.
listening to like when you start writing a song like that, you're like, okay, you want to write music that maybe reminds you of something that you liked. So we were listening to a little bit of that Avicii time, like 10 years ago, when country met EDM music, electronic music, and then some of the more recent acts that you would hear, Shabuzi on the radio, Beyonce, Post Malone. So they all have this country sound with a very modern touch, and we kind of blended all those styles in, and that's what you hear on the song.
What was very important
Yeah,
for
and
us. Oh, sorry, Jessica.
yeah. No, sorry. What did you want to say?
Sorry. What was very important for us was we didn't want to write something that wasn't zero point 0.5. So we wanted to make very sure that whatever we are going to write, or if we're going to submit it for the Luxembourg Song Contest or not, that was not in our minds at that point. What was important is that the integrity and the identity of the band stayed the same. And we wrote a song that we could perform in a trio. We can perform it as a full band, and it almost sounds like on the record. And that's what we wanted to do, like keep the zero point 0.5 spirit alive. And I think we did a pretty good job, if I dare to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course you did, and it really remind me, Irish fields and
Or that too. Yeah. Very folky. Can also go.
nature, and I did a mistake before because I said rise and it's ride
Okay.
like riding,
Didn't hear
not
it.
Yeah,
rise. Yeah,
rice
I'm
would
sorry
also be
for the
fitting.
mistake.
Rice would actually also
St.
nice.
Patrick's
Yeah,
Day.
well,
St. Patrick's Day is coming up soon, so your right soundtrack for your party.
Oh yeah.
nice. That is really really cool. And I know that you guys you write very beautiful lyrics. The last album that you released, you have some ballads, but you have very happy songs, and all the songs give messages. Uh, almost I don't remember any song of you that has a sad message or a negative message. It's always like to motivate people to keep pushing up,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
to stay
Exactly.
positive, and also hope in love, and yeah, you write a lot about the the life life experiences in general. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's why I when I heard this song, right, I thought this is really perfect for the Eurovision, because it gives this, it's not a song about a couple, for example, or it's really with the message, yeah, just keep up, and stay positive, and yeah, you know, and that's what the world needs to hear at the moment. So I am very sad that you were not qualified, but we never know. But the song still lives and will continue to live and will continue to be
Exactly.
played.
Yeah.
And all the participation that you had helped you also to show a bit of what you do, and to appear on the TV, and to reach perhaps more public. And you really deserve it, because like you said, I
Thank you,
know your
Jessica.
job.
Thank you.
I know you since the start, and like you said, you exist since almost 16 years. And I always saw you guys, the two of you, for the band and also for your own stuff. I always saw you guys working a lot for your music. So when I see people working a lot for their music and for what they really love to do, you know, guys, that I support a lot, and you really deserve recognition for your music and for all the job that you
Thank you,
do
Jessica.
since
Thank
Very
you.
all
kind
these
words.
years.
Thank you very, very
Yeah,
much.
But that's also the
it's
thing, maybe why we've been a band for 16 years. You know, all the experiences we have, we follow many times. We've had bad experiences, life experiences, studio experiences that went bad. But you know, you learn from it, and you grow from it. In place of somebody telling you what to do, you don't really know what you're up to. At the first thing that doesn't go your way, you stop. You know, that's unfortunately what many artists do nowadays. Everybody wants to be that next big thing, but you know, it takes a lot of work. Sometimes it's luck and talent, you know,
yeah,
but talent alone doesn't is not enough. You gotta work
No.
for it, you know. It's
yeah,
but
and
then
you, yeah,
again, like you in our music, never take yourself too serious, you know. That's also something that we live by. I mean, we are serious people in life. We are teachers, professors, you know, serious jobs.
mhm,
But then in the end, music is supposed to be fun and put smile on people's faces. You know, also
mhm,
while playing sad songs, you can put a smile on people's
Yeah.
faces. You know, people can relate. You know, it's not that we only play like clown music. You know, it's really the message that needs to be uplifting, and that's why we also like the song for something like Eurovision. But then I gotta say, the winner song in Luxembourg also has a positive message, and it fits very well the Eurovision world, which is in the end not our world, because we're not sure if it's a song contest anymore, if you know what I mean. It's more about an appearance contest and a political contest, you know, which is sad because some of the artists that go there. I mean, Italy's represented this year, Lucio Corsi. He's an amazing songwriter, and I fear he's just gonna place last because nobody gets it, because nobody wants to dig this deep into his art, you know. And then so it's very, let's say, superficial, and that's why I think Luxembourg's choice this year is very good for a contest like that.
okay, that is said.
Yeah.
So thank you for your honesty. I am so happy and so proud to be part of a community that we also stick a lot, that we support each other a lot, and something that shows that you work since a long time together is your harmonies. Your harmonies are always perfect. Every
Thank
time you
you.
sing together,
I wish it would
the
have been
harmonies,
perfect on the day
the
RTL
harmonies are
him,
no,
but
the
yeah.
harmonies are always perfect, and this is because you are so used to the your voices to each other that I have this with Katya too. Every time we sing something together, we play together since such a long time that our harmonies stick really well together. And you guys, you really have this, and that's what something that I also like in your music, and it gives also this happy style, the because you do a lot of harmonies, and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It's
it's
very present
fresh.
in country music and folk music to have those harmonies singing,
Mhm.
because it comes from the choir singing. when people first started making music in that kind of era.
Yeah, it's really fresh. I find this new song fresh. I think it's the word that always comes to the mind is fresh, you know. And what is now your plans? What is the future you are planning for zero point 0.5? Are you planning to do a new album, a new EP, a tour? What are you cooking right now?
Gilles, wanna?
We are meeting regularly. We are writing a few new songs. Sorry. Because we wanted to, we're gonna start off the season right now, this concert season, at Culture Forest on May 17th. And we kind of set this challenge that we want, because now Right Is Out, the song has been quite a success. We have had many positive feedback, but if you just don't release anything now, it's kind of, it would be bad, because although we didn't win the Luxembourg Song Contest, it was a huge publicity. So it would really be a shame to not publish anything. So now we're trying to write some more stuff and hopefully get it out soon. So when the people come and see us on May 17th, they're gonna hear a couple of new songs that they haven't heard. That would be very great.
And then
Great.
rehearsing the live set as well, because we have
Yeah.
some new musicians, some people that you know.
Yeah.
Steve Frisha, you know Steve Frisha.
Oh,
He's gonna be
really?
he's
Oh,
gonna be
yes.
playing the laps
Yes,
here with
baby.
us, and yeah, that's gonna be
Oh,
a
great,
great addition to the
great,
band.
great.
Yeah, we have like a
Yeah,
few.
And
It's
then
gonna
Steve
be
for
is
the
fun.
rest,
great,
yeah.
and it's so great to work with him. You will be so happy, guys. It's one of the best guitarists with who I worked, and it is so easy to work with him, and so he's such a good musician and such a good
Yeah,
person.
he's a
You
good
will
guy.
be
Yeah.
very
Exactly.
happy.
And
Yeah.
that's something that we're looking for into friends and people, you know, reliable people. He told
Yeah.
us he would be in, and today we met. I met with him because we work at the same school, and he could already play all our songs. You know, that's the kind of persons that you can really rely on in life. That say they will do
Yeah.
something, and they will. You know, that's something in today's world is maybe hard to find. You know, people that really put the work into it and keep their word.
Yeah,
He's gonna be.
completely. He's completely like that. He's
Yeah.
completely like that. When he engages himself, he does it really seriously. And
We just
they
told him
also
he still needs to buy a cowboy hat because he still doesn't have
I'm
one,
gonna buy.
and
I have a few. I
and
have a few for him.
he cannot play with
yeah,
us if
because
he
the
doesn't have a
blues
cowboy hat.
guy, he's the blues guy. He really has blues into his soul.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but
Yeah, but
that's his words from today. Because for everybody who's listening, who's a musician, he's like, "Ah, this is your songs are hard to play." I'm like, "Why? It's like 3 chords." He says, "Yeah, but they're in major." You
yeah,
know, when he's
it's
playing the
just,
blues, everything is in minor, and so
I have.
everything he's playing now, he has to like, I got to play the major scale.
So Steve and I have the same. Steve and I have the same guitar teacher, and we're like, I say the exact same thing. We're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's
Have
improvise a
fun.
solo. Like, oh yeah, damn, it's in major. I'm like, what the hell am I
it's
going
too
to do?
happy for him.
That's just not good.
It's too happy. Yeah, even ephemeral, it's more minor and more like
Yeah.
this melancholic mood.
Mhm.
So yeah, for him it will be a completely different world for sure.
Oh yeah,
It
oh
will
yeah.
be completely different. I am sure of that.
No, but we're very looking forward to this concert season now, seeing new faces because, yeah, like Jill said, that a Eurovision thing really got a lot of attention, and now people maybe we hope are curious to see what we sound like live, and yeah, we're waiting for the concert season to start, and we can't wait. And then for the future, of course, writing new songs and see where this all takes us. But you know, having fun while doing it.
Of course, and when something new will come out, you know, guys, I am here and I will always support you. And I will be very happy if I can see you playing live again because I really miss that. And sing, even if I'm in the public, I'm always singing the backings with you.
Awesome. We know how well you sing. I mean, we've sang together many times, so Can't wait.
Yeah, it's really nice to sing country with you, Kiko, I have to say. So you have this in the soul. You have the country in the soul, like Steve has the blues in the soul. So it will be a nice mix.
We will duel. We
to
were like,
yeah. And Gilles has more this
he's
melancholic
Gallagher
side, I think.
brothers.
Yeah,
Gallagher brothers.
I'm super into Oasis, so best band ever.
Yeah. So it's a very good cocktail. It's a very good mixture. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what you guys will write next. And about gigs, about concerts, tours. Do you have something planned now?
Well, people
For
can
the
just look
next
at we've updated the shows on the website, so everybody can have a look. And
Mhm.
there's
Shout out.
even some shows outside of Luxembourg taking place in the Netherlands. And we're always trying to get to different kind of audiences, even abroad, because we think country music, especially the country music that is coming out now, people want to hear it, people want to listen to it. I mean, people are, like I said, maybe with this world that is going a little bit crazy, everybody just wants to rely on the things that they know, and that is good old handmade music, and that's
Yeah. Thank God we don't have to pay taxes for importing country music yet. So I don't want
okay.
to. I don't want to make a political discussion out of it. So yeah.
We don't know, and nobody knows what will happen next. So everything can happen, everything cannot happen. So yeah, like you said, I have my my own opinions too, but I leave everybody have I give I respect everybody's opinion. So everybody thinks like he wants. Everybody has different opinion. I am just sad that all these stories, political events that are occurring right now, the thing that makes me the most sad is that it divides a lot of people,
Exactly.
because everybody has different meanings and opinions, and that's a little bit the goal of the system, is to divide people instead of keeping them united. And we should keep, even if people have different opinions, we shouldn't make war between us. They
Well,
already make war between
Gilles as a
them,
history Gilles as a history teacher, he will tell you that even the Romans 2000 years ago said divide et impera. So that's just how the human brain works.
What I actually wanted
Yeah.
to say was, I know that when you talk about country music in Europe, it's kind of it's still very
Yeah.
it's still very niche here. So I think people have a very strong opinion about country music. So because you
Yeah.
mentioned cowboy hats, Kiko, you mentioned cowboy hats,
Yeah.
and yeah, just give country music a listen. Like, okay, maybe some of the songs are about stupid trucks and how your girlfriend left you and
Yeah.
now you're in some weird bar, but I'm not talking about our lyrics now, but country in general. But just give it a
Mm.
try because I think of all the genres that are at the moment very popular, country music is the last one that really has actual instruments, like real instruments, like handmade stuff. Everything else is kind of going into a more, how did you call that, bedroom like
Mhm.
direction where
Bedroom producer, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of, and country music is like the last analog music,
Yeah.
but except blues and jazz and all that. But like like if you look at
Mainstream music, yeah, pop
mainstream
music.
music, yeah, it's like the last yeah, kind of music that has mainstream success and is not entirely made by computers. But that's just my opinion, so I can also be wrong.
Yeah. And talking about real instruments, did you see Willie Nelson's guitar with this hole in it that doesn't
Crazy.
want to repair?
Yeah,
He found it in a thrift shop somewhere, and he's been playing it ever since. Yeah.
Trigger is a legend, so yeah.
Yeah, you see,
And
you
it's named
cannot have
after a
more
horse.
real deal than Willie Nelson. He's the real deal,
Yeah, you said.
Definitely.
and and he has this, and it's I saw a documentary about his luthier who was taking care of the guitar, and the luthier told me Willie Nelson told me, you cannot repair this hole. The hole has to stay there.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, a real music style still played with real instruments, that's for sure. And also with instruments that you don't hear here in Europe, like or that don't come from Europe, like the banjo and other
Exactly, yeah.
and other instruments that are really used. And I remembered when I was in the country band with you, Kiko, I had some friends outside who told me, "What? You're in a country band, but country band is fascist. So it's they are racist." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about, man?"
That's exactly what she was talking about.
Yeah.
I was
It has like a very
it has nothing to do with racism. So it's just music, man. So so it was weird to hear that.
I mean, especially if you listen to I'll give you an example, Billy Strings. He's one of the best guitar players, if not the best guitar player in the world right now. And he plays country music. He plays acoustic guitar, country music, bluegrass music. He was also at Rick Beato's show not long ago. It's called Billy Strings. Yeah, that's just like, it's not always about, I don't know, how great the United States are, and how great, I don't know. It's not about pictures. It's just like, I like the fact that it's handmade and that you can kind of take it wherever you want to take it. The important thing about country music, I think, and that's the most important thing, is that you don't, that you keep true to yourself. Because we went to the US on tour a few years ago, and I was really, really nervous because about what the people are going to say about the lyrics. Because in Luxembourg and in Europe, like, English is not really the main language, and in the US, it's kind of their natural and their mother tongue. And they were all very positive because we were afraid that they will say, "This is not real country. You're not singing about pickup trucks and whatever." And they're like, "No, that's not about it. It's like to tell
Of
us,
course.
tell us a story, and yeah, and that's cool. And it's a cool.
Like
it's
Blue
like
Eyes Crying in the Rain. Blue Eyes
yeah,
Crying in the Rain is one of the most beautiful lyrics I ever sang until today. And it's a old school, really old country song. And the lyrics have nothing to do with patriotism. And so it's very sentimental too. And we have to admit that some of the best singer-songwriters of the world come from the
Nashville,
country world
Tennessee.
and come from the folk.
Yeah.
Nashville, Tennessee, capital of music.
Of course, Nashville, and you have so many songwriters that began and that are inspired by the folk music. So because they put a real importance to the lyrics. They for them it's really important to pass a message, and it's not always about patriotism. They speak about
Exactly.
everything in general. And and country music is also used for party and like happy music, so like major with major
Yeah, major
Yeah.
scale.
Major scale.
Major scale, baby.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you
Don't
so much.
forget, the people who are listening, I will put all the links here in the description of the
Muito
video.
obrigado.
All your to the website, to your Spotify, to your social media, to your YouTube channel. And I invite everybody who is listening to the interview to go and check your music, and also to check your video clips, who are really, really nice. You always had very good ideas for video clips. They are all original. all
Shout
Some are
out,
very weird.
shout out to Sam Flamang, who is our videographer and our artistic director. So although he's not on stage with us, we consider him part of the band. So he's one of the members. So Sam, if you listen to this, yeah, Thank you.
Yeah, Sam Flammongs. Yes, if
Sam
you
Flammongs.
are interested in working with him, I will also put the link for his social media here in the description.
Brilliant,
And
yes.
if you are interested in checking his job, I know a lot of musicians work with him, and he's a very, very good professional guy. So he's good to do photos and video clips, and also live videos from concerts. He does that too. I was at one last time's release, and he was there filming.
Working as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good professional. So if you are interested in discovering his job, don't forget, go to check video clip of zero point 0.5 and also Sam Flamon's page. And do you want to add something that I forgot to ask or that is important for you?
People should start exploring our music, our videos, our website, our socials. You know, that's very important nowadays. And, you know, keep in touch and tell us if you knew country music, if you now discovered country music, what you think about it. If you hate our music, please write us that as well. We're used to getting all sorts of feedback now since Eurovision. So
I was
even in
waiting for it.
Portuguese, some
Really?
Portuguese site that
we got a very angry feedback. So basically, when the song came out,
from
there's
an
all
old
these
Portuguese
people.
guy.
Yeah, all these people
Really?
making videos,
Wow.
like giving feedback about your song, and you're like, who the f is that guy? I mean, I don't know.
But you know,
And
we're like, okay, that's people's opinion. You can't
he
make
was
music
very
for everybody.
angry.
We're
It was in
making music that we
Portuguese.
like and that most
Wow.
people like, and yeah, you will
Why was he
see.
hungry?
You will see.
I don't know. He was like basically he was just listening to our song and just ripping it apart. Like in Portuguese, he was it
You
was
can just
funny.
Google 0.5 ride Eurovision and then Portugal or
All
something, and then
right.
you will find it.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
have to Google it. This is the greatest thing ever.
Because I don't see anything in that song that could put
No,
a
he
Portuguese
was,
man angry.
and he has like this because sometimes when you speak Portuguese, I can kind of understand, and he had this weird accent. I'm like, what is he talking about? I had to look at the subtitles. It was the greatest thing.
Okay, I will check that. I will check that. I'm curious now. And usually, do you want to add something that I forgot to ask or that is
No,
important?
no, I
Okay.
was trying the whole time to talk about that video reaction, and now Kiko, perfect, thank you.
Okay,
Uh,
nice. And a question that I do to all my guests since the start of the podcast. If now you have a young guy somebody who writes song and wants to start to write song and wants to show what he does and start his start his musician career, what or singer-songwriter career, what would you give him as an advice? What would you advise to him?
as a singer-songwriter or as a musician?
The two.
As a singer-songwriter, I would say the most important thing you can do is to start writing in the language you feel most comfortable with, and then you go to whatever language you want to sing in. For instance, if you want to sing in English, I would suggest you start, but English is not your main language, start in the language you're most comfortable with. Because if I had to describe, I don't know, this case, I do it best in the language I'm comfortable with. And then I try to translate into whatever I'm trying to sing. But I see many people, they try to express themselves, but they can't because they try to do it in a language that they don't really have the
Mm.
full mastery of. So if you want to, as a singer-songwriter, really be convincing, speak from the heart, I think first write something in a language you master, and then you try to change the language when you try to make a song out of it. So just start the initial writing in something in the language you are most comfortable with. That's what I would suggest.
Okay, that's a good I never thought about that, so that's a good suggestion also for me. Thank you, Gilles.
You're welcome.
Kiko? What?
I would say dream big, but take small steps in the sense of play a lot of shows. Like I'm coming back to the bedroom producer because I really think it's a problem nowadays, even with AI on the verge of taking over music. Everybody can be a musician, but AI doesn't work in a live setting where you're in front of real people and you have to put some emotions in their eyes, in their hearts, live. So I would say play a lot of shows, learn how to interact with people because people want to go out and have a good time. Like I said, in all senses, maybe you're only playing sad songs. That's great. That's you got a public for that, because people want to hear that. So it's very important to play a lot of live shows to really start to get the feeling what do people like, what do people don't like. Because I really see everybody that played a lot of shows, the things you say in between songs, it needs to sound authentic. Like you've seen stuff, like you've tried stuff. Yeah, you have nothing to tell if you don't go out there and don't see or do anything. That's the problem. Everybody can be a musician, of course, but can you also be like an entertainer and do people actually want to come see you and deliver? That's the thing. So take it easy, play small shows, go busking, go play on the street. Just
go on open mics because
go on open mics.
That's what,
yeah.
because I don't say that because
Yeah.
simply because Jessica and we organized open mics, but I just say that because the reason I love it is because there's nothing. If you can convince people of what you're doing with nothing, like you have a microphone and maybe one instrument, that's it. If you can do that, then you can start going bigger and bigger. But it doesn't make any sense to plan a project in mind on the biggest stage if all you have is nothing. So try to make small things bigger instead of making big things and trying to adapt. So it's like, as Akiko said, yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah, and the open mics, like I always say, is a very good place to, if you just have two songs, for example, or just one song, you can go there, you play one or two songs, and you can taste already how the public reacts,
Yeah.
how it sounds in public, and
You have
it's not like playing an entire gig, so you
yeah,
are not nervous too, so it's really nice. It's
you
good
have
to
to
And
make it
start.
surround
count.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make it count. If you have, I don't know, an open mic, we played at an sort of open mic in Hamburg once, Kiko and Chris and I, when we were on tour. It was like a very, very quick thing, and we had one song. We could play one song, and you're like there with a set list of 12 songs. You're like, you have one opportunity to convince all these people to come to your concert the day after that is gonna take place not far away from where that open mic was. One song. So you have to, if you go to an open mic and you play your song, you have to make it count because the people in the crowd, well, it's the first time
They're gonna remember
they
it.
hear you. Yeah, this is how they're gonna remember you. So you have to really,
Yeah.
open mics are great for that. So
They
yeah,
will
just
remember. They will remember if you do an impact, they will remember you. That's for sure. That's for sure. Thank you so much, guys. It
Thank
was
you again.
so great to chat with you again, and I'm so happy and so proud to see that you are still working, still keeping the band alive, still growing and evolving. And I wish you really, really all the best. I know that you can be very successful. I am sure of that. I have no doubt about it. And for all the people who are listening, don't forget, if you want to support zero point 0.5, you can go to the links in the description of the box to check their social media, their YouTube channel. I will put just a little, very little, like 1 minute demonstration of Ride at the end. And then if you want to see the video clip and if you want to listen to the whole song, you can go and click on the YouTube link of 0 0.5 to check the video clip and the other songs too, because the other songs are great too. And also to check the albums. And also for all the people who want to support the podcast, don't forget the best way to support the podcast is to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, to share the videos, to share the channels, and also to go and subscribe to the social medias of the podcast. Also for the people who want to do a little bit like a little financial support, I have a PayPal account, PayPal me account. I will also put the link here in the box, and the TP account. And today I also started Buy Me a Coffee account. It's like you can do a little donation of any amount you want. That is not important for me which amount it is. If you want to support, even if you just give €1, I am very, very grateful for all the support you give. And this money is always used for me to improve the quality of the podcast and the videos. So, but for all the people who don't want to support the podcast financially, if you just like the videos, if you subscribe to the channel, and if you share the videos, it's already a very, very great support. And don't forget, you are not only supporting the podcast, but sharing the videos and liking the videos of the interviews. You are also contributing for the support of the artists who are interviewed. And every time you share an interview of any artist who comes into the podcast, you are also helping the artists, the bands who come, and you are contributing for the music scene and for the art. So don't forget, you are helping podcast, but you are also helping all the musicians, all the artists who are interviewed into the Jessica's Music Talk Pod. And yes, and this is also very important for them. Thank you very much. It was so great. We keep you informed. We keep all the people informed about your evolution, about all the news of the band. I wish you all the best. Next
Thank you,
week.
Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you
Next
so much.
week, it will be a Portuguese project normally again. I know, I will, no, so next week it will be deep,
West Culture.
it will be a band, yes, no, it will, just one, Deep Notes, yes. It will be Deep Notes, it will be a band from Luxembourg again, yes, because I already fixed an interview with them for next week. So next week, yes, next week it will be Deep Notes. It's a new project in Luxembourg. I listened to their music. It sounds really, really nice. So keep in touch. Don't forget, the people who don't understand the language of the video, you can update the subtitles to understand what the artists are saying. And I wish you a very beautiful day if you are listening to this during the day, or a beautiful night and a beautiful weekend. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.